So am I being recorded unlawfully right now?
You are being recorded right now.
There's a couple things I'd like to say at the very beginning.
All right, here we go. Welcome to the second training session for the LOP, and wanted to go over a couple things that maybe I was not as clear as I wanted to be yesterday on the top part of the screen. So we could.
My screen just says joining the meeting.
Okay. Okay, here we go. So a couple things that I wanted to point out up here that's kind of important as you start to enter people into or contacts into the database, and you're entering their names up here. I want to go over the type field because this is going to be very important to categorizing your database. And when you click on the arrow and you see all the drop downs, you're going to notice that I've got some of the words in all caps, okay? And those are the main components of the type field. So for example, the first one we have is advocate. Advocate is somebody outside of real estate that we get referrals from. So for example, a person who is an advocate for our business would be like an accountant, a financial planner. So if this guy here were a financial planner, I'd actually have him, or an accountant, I'd actually have him in as an advocate. I'd have him in here as an advocate, and I'd also have him in here as an accountant. Okay? So when I do some of my distributions, some of the distributions that I want to send out are going to be to my advocates as well as my realtors or other people, okay? But then if I want to pull up everyone that's an accountant that is in my database, I can do that as well. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So just to go down the list here of some of the more important ones, we have advocate, we've got builder, we've got client. We also have realtor, and that's really about it. And then, under advocate, you would have like home inspector and financial planner or some of the different ones that are in there, okay? The other thing I wanted to go over that maybe we weren't clear on yesterday is the different levels of how you may want to market to them. So, for example, over here, if I have this contact record as a realtor, there are different levels of what we may want to categorize this person as. So, for example, as a realtor, we basically have three different levels. The first and highest level is a channel realtor. This is a realtor that we do in excess of 8 deals a year for, is how we categorize this. The next level is an account. An account is somebody that we do 4 to 8 deals a year with. And the bottom level is a prospect. This is somebody we're doing 4 or less deals with a year, or it's somebody we want to have a relationship with. So I wanted to simplify this whole part of the program and categorize the different levels, which I think will help us all in managing the relationships that we have, okay? Now there's another category that I want to have, and I want to build what I call the top 50. The top 50 is people maybe outside of real estate that are my top 50 clients. Okay? These are the people I want to maintain a relationship where I may want to send birthday cards. I know them a little bit more personally than just a closed loan client. Okay? And then I've also got my A's and my B's here. Okay? That's another way to categorize maybe some of your closed loan transactions, okay? So some of what the system is going to do automatically for you, like as you look here at this contact record, this is actually a loan that is in process right now. And if you look here, it says processed or received is the current status. Now, this field right here is typically updated based on what is happening in the database. So this is not a field that you really want to put anything in here typically, okay? Now, once this loan is closed, loan status will turn to closed, and also marketing type over here will also turn to be a closed loan, okay? And it happens automatically. You do not have to do anything to make that happen. So,
Question.
yes.
If I'm just plugging in my database in here, my realtors, my builders, all that sort of stuff, into the type here, and it's not associated with the borrower, but I want to market to them, and I come down here, realtor / builder, developer, whatever. Do I put anything in the loan status or just leave that blank?
I would leave that blank because it's really not a loan.
Okay.
One of the things we decided in this database early on is I did not want to have different databases, one for clients, one for realtors. I wanted one place to go where I kept everyone's information. It makes it easier that way, okay?
Okay.
So
if I put realtor or in here, let's say it's my real good realtor, and I put them in there, and then over to the right, where it says marketing type, can you just walk me through the way you want that?
Okay.
That's just a realtor that I market to. They send me deals. This is not a live deal that I'm plugging in the bar.
Okay.
It's a realtor that I'm plugging in there.
So what I just did is I went into the contact record that we were working with yesterday so I don't mess up my client contact record that I'm actually doing a loan for. So as I come into this contact record that we created yesterday, as you look here, I've got Joe Test as a realtor, okay?
Okay.
Now, what I would typically do is come over here to the level. Now, if this is a person, like I said, that I did less than 4 deals with, I would put them over here as a prospect.
Okay.
All right? If it's
Don't put anything in marketing type.
No, do not put anything in marketing type.
Okay.
The only time you're going to use marketing type with a realtor is, let's say that in the midst of marketing to Joe Test here, you have communication with him or from him that says, hey, take me off your distribution list. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to come up here to marketing type, and I'm going to enter delete.
Okay.
I don't want to delete his record because I still want him in here as a realtor. I just don't want any marketing stuff to go out to him. And as I put him in here as a delete or a delete do not contact, it'll do the same thing where he'll be taken out of the further communication of anything going out.
Okay.
Unless you manually go in here and try to send him an email like this. Okay?
Okay.
But all the distribution emails will be cut off once this happens.
Okay, so that email that you sent to me or somebody, I guess your marketing area, sent me a thing that was supposed to go, it was a form letter email that went, it was supposed to go out yesterday. That's just a copy for me. And do I have to do anything?
No, for example, let's cover that. So here's your contact record, Rob. And so what happened, what we did with your contact record is one of the processes we built for our loan officers to market to realtors is the Realtor 90-day campaign, okay?
Okay.
So what I did is, in the top quadrant, we created the record, but down here, you'll notice we have these different tabs that do everything, okay? One of the tabs we have here is processes. So if you look here, I put you on the realtor prospect process for 90 days, which right now the next process it's going to do is in 2 days, it's going to schedule a call to a realtor, okay? And this being you as the realtor. We attached this to you so you could see some of the notices, okay?
Gotcha.
So, for example, if you...
My realtor?
What's that?
Is that email that I get, is that real time to my marketing prospects, or do I...
You don't have to do anything. What happens is once you attach this process... Here, let me... What I'll show you... I'm going to remove this process, and all I'm doing is right-clicking. I'm going to remove this process, all right? So what happens is when you create a contact record in the system, One of the benefits of our system is the automated process triggers that I've created. Just to show you some of the automated processes, and you don't have to do anything for a lot of these. I'm just going to give you a screenshot of all the processes I've built. Okay.
Wow.
As you can see here, there's a lot of things that happen in the background that I've created over the last really probably 5-6 years and continue to modify even to this day. Okay.
Okay. How do I make that happen? Let's say.
Very good question. So let's go back to Joe Test.
Yeah.
And so here's Joe Test. So we just created this record, and I go to the processes. Now, these are the processes that automatically attach. You don't have to do anything to make these happen. They're just automatic, okay, when you create the record. So what I do is I come down in here to the bottom part, I right-click, and I go attach a process. This little screen is going to pop up. And so, for example, I'm going to come down here and I can manually attach some of these processes.
Okay.
Some of these processes that are pretty cool are, for example, if I've got a prospect, a 1 year, 6 months, the realtor prospect, what else? The refi prospect. We'll cover more of these in the future. The short sale prospect. The suspect 90 days. I mean,
do I do that, or do I have to?
There's some processes you're going to manually attach. So, for example, and this is why we're covering this today. You know, if you're coming on board here to work and you don't have your realtors in the database, one of the first things that I would recommend you do is put your realtors in here. I would have a follow-up communication with them because we don't want to spam anybody. We don't want to put them on these follow-up tracks if we're not getting permission to do so. And what I would do is come in here, right-click, pull up the realtor prospect process, and go OK.
Yeah.
And as you can see, what it did, it actually did two things.
Yeah.
It attached the realtor prospect process, and since they're a realtor, it also attached the trauma center process, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, these are two processes that were triggered by it adding this one, okay? Yeah. So what's going to happen is we have 90 days of marketing that is now going to happen where it sends out emails and schedules phone calls. And then this is going to happen the 17th of every month. An email is going to go to this person because they're a realtor. And it's kind of our trauma center marketing platform where towards the middle part of the month, the system's going to follow up with anybody that's a realtor in here, trying to ask if they have any deals that are going on that are in trouble and if they want us to take a look at them, okay?
Great idea right
now. Just to show you what that message looks like. I'm just going to go to the back end of the system. And these are all the emails that we've created that go out automatically. So this is a copy of what the email looks like. It puts your name information up there, and it just talks about the Lone Trauma Center. We kind of did some fun things with this email. When you put your mouse over this graphic, it says, "Doctor says this is going to hurt. You should have started your loan with Premier Capital." When you go over the ambulance goes, "Woo, woo." And then if you put your graphic over the picture, it says, "Hi."
Okay.
Just kind of corny, but believe it or not, we've gotten some good feedback on that where it's kind of been interactive. Yeah. But anyway, this is an example of the Trauma Center email. And actually, it has just started to develop some business for us because some of the realtors are recognizing that they got a deal in trouble and they want somebody to look at it. And this is being spread around the office. So from a marketing standpoint, the thing is we're not looking to get everyone's crap deals, but what this is usually leading to is a bridge to build a relationship with a new realtor. That's the real goal, okay? So, but that's an example of making a realtor contact, adding the process, and then putting it on autopilot. Then you're going to get reminders. Go ahead.
As area. If you go into, if I go into marketing type
Here?
okay, and I want the 90-day campaign, I want the trauma center, I leave this area blank, the marketing type.
Yeah, the marketing type is just a field. That is, the only time you're really going to use marketing type is when you have a delete or when you talk to somebody on a refinance transaction
Okay.
and you want to put them in as a mortgage under management, which we'll cover in a later section, okay?
Well, now let's say I put in a lot of my database so far, and I accidentally put in here delete or do not call. Is that going to automatically in my computer system do not send an email to them? Or is that something that you're going to look at and say, oh, Rob's got a delete here. We got to take this particular realtor out?
No, we're not going to take out the realtor. The value of the system is as we build a database of realtors and contact people.
I guess my question has more to do, if I plug in a delete in there,
okay.
Is the computer system going to not send them any emails if I put delete in there?
Right. For example, if Joe Test is in here and you put him as a realtor prospect process,
yeah.
and you come in here and put delete,
okay.
When the process is execute, which this does it automatically during the day, see how it just removed the 90-day process?
Okay. So I need to go back into all my stuff because I put in delete, do not call, because I thought that was something that told the rest of the company not to call my people. But in reality, I need to go back there and leave those areas blank in marketing type. And then because if I want to market to these people, I need to go to level and then put whatever level they are, channel.
Right. I mean, yeah, that's a very good question. And what I want to preface or go back and discuss that a little bit, okay? So, for example, one of the things we talked about yesterday is if you put the type is realtor in here, this contact record is going to be open to everybody in the system. However, if you're the loan officer, like here, Rob,
yeah,
and I'm Philip, and I'm going in here looking at realtors, this whole bottom section is going to say private to Simmons team.
Yeah, I've seen that. Okay.
All right. So, you can send them one-off emails, but what's going to happen is as a professional courtesy with being co-employees, we're not telling our loan officers to market to other people's realtors, okay?
Got it.
If that happens, those people will no longer work here. It just got to be.
Well, that goes back to, okay, I'm getting confused now. Because you showed me the other day, it was last week, I was going to send an email. Oh, that was my little rate sheet thing that I did on my own.
Right.
Okay, different topic. Sorry. Okay.
All right, so let's just go back and cover this. So the first thing you're going to do as you come here as a loan officer is probably come into the system, add your realtors, put type, put level, call them, hey, I'm over here at Premier Capital.
Okay.
Maybe add the realtor process, get their permission, and then you're off to the races, okay? That's probably it.
I'm good on that. Now, going back over to if I do something special from my own, like I'm sending out a rate sheet on Fridays to my top realtors and builders and developers who I want to contact, and they want this thing every Friday before the weekend. When I send that email, something specialized that I send out, that's when I have to go into that little screen you showed me last week where I don't want to send it out.
Sure.
To all your people.
Okay.
Officers and contacts.
All right, here, let me do this. I'm gonna stop this recording at this time and let's cover that, okay? Because I think that's important.